I remember thinking the brochure was printed on unusually thick paper, not expensive, just deliberate. The kind that doesn't bend easily in your hand. It sat between the plates like something that had already been agreed upon, something that didn't need discussion. My son didn't slide it toward me. He placed it down and left it there. "Dad," he said, not unkindly, "we've already put your name on the list." There was no tremor in his voice, no hesitation, just a quiet efficiency I didn't recognize as his, but maybe I hadn't been paying attention for years. I looked at the brochure, then at the chicken on my plate. It had gone slightly cold while we talked about other things: traffic, his daughter's school, the neighbor's renovation. Things that felt like they were happening somewhere else. I nodded once. Not agreement, not refusal either. I finished my coffee, thanked them for the meal. No one stopped me. The drive home was darker than usual, or maybe I noticed it more. Headlights passed in brief, blinding intervals. Between them, everything felt suspended. I didn't rehearse arguments, didn't build speeches in my head. Instead, I made a list, not written. Just a quiet inventory that moved through me without urgency. The house I had paid off 15 years early. The joint account I had added his name to after his business struggled. The signatures I had given freely. Because trust felt easier than structure, I realized something uncomfortable, not about him, but about myself. I had made everything simple. Too simple, easy to step into, easy to assume. At home, I didn't turn on the television. I sat in the kitchen with the same mug I'd used that morning. The coffee tasted different at night, sharper, less forgiving. I didn't feel angry. That would have been easier to understand. What I felt was a kind of quiet misplacement, like I had been gently moved out of my own life without anyone announcing it. The next few days passed without incident. My son called once, then again. His tone was careful, almost considerate. He spoke about the care home as if it were already part of a plan we both understood. "They've got good facilities," he said. "It's not far. We can visit any time." I said very little. Asked one or two neutral questions. He sounded relieved. That was the part I kept returning to. Not what he said, but the relief underneath it. As if something had been settled. On the fourth day, I made an appointment. The lawyer's office was smaller than I expected. Not grand, not imposing, just quiet, organized, and very precise. He didn't ask how I felt. He asked what existed. What assets are solely in your name? What permissions have you granted? What decisions can currently be made without your direct approval? I answered carefully, not emotionally, just facts. There was no judgment in the room, no reaction when I explained how things had been arranged. Only structure. At one point, he looked up and said, "Do you want to change any of this?" I didn't answer immediately, not because I was unsure, but because I wanted the answer to be clean. "Yes," I said. We didn't rush. Over the next 3 weeks, I returned twice more. Each time, the conversations became more specific, more defined. Accounts were separated, authorizations were revoked or revised, ownership clarified. Nothing dramatic, nothing aggressive, just boundaries written in language that didn't rely on tone or memory. I continued my days as usual. Grocery shopping, morning walks, occasional calls. My son spoke as though things were moving forward. He mentioned timelines, availability, waiting lists. I let him, not out of avoidance, but because I needed everything else to be completed first. Then, one afternoon, while I was watering the plants near the back window, my phone rang. It was the lawyer. "I've finalized everything," he said. "We'll be notifying your son today." I thanked him. There was nothing else to add. Later, I imagined how the call must have gone. My son answering, expecting something familiar, instead hearing a voice he didn't know. Formal, measured. "Your father has updated his legal and financial arrangements." Not "Dad wants," not "feels," just a statement, clear, irreversible. The house was no longer accessible in the way it had been. The accounts no longer shared. Decision-making authority, redefined entirely, not taken away in anger, but placed where it had always belonged, with me. He called that evening. I let it ring once before answering. "Dad," he said, and for the first time there was something unsteady in it. Not fear exactly, not regret either, something closer to recalculation. "I got a call today." "I know," I said. A pause stretched between us. "You didn't say anything." "I didn't need to." Another pause. "I thought we were just trying to help." I didn't argue that. Maybe in some way he believed it. But belief isn't the same as permission. "I've made my arrangements," I said.